Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at two more attacks. One of these attacks are going to be good, and one of them is going to be a bad attack. Now, let's see who did these attacks, and Cloud is going to be our first person who we're going to look at here. And you've recognized Cloud from the past. He performed a wonderful attack in the last war. However, this one he did not do so good. Let's see what happened. To give a little context here, Cloud wanted to take on number one because he thought he could do it. Me, him, and another guy were arguing in the clan chat, stating, Cloud, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you shouldn't. But Cloud was very confident that he could three-star this base, and, well, sure enough, the future shows that he did not. So the person who said that he couldn't gets a big I told you so on Cloud. But we'll see what happened here. All right, so he's going to start off with a witch attack, and so let's see what happens. You got 3 Inferno Towers right here, so he's going to take opportunity on those 3 Inferno Towers, getting the damage out there, placing 1 Earthquake spell, and then the next one he places is just a little lower. I don't know what he was thinking or what was going on right there. I don't know why he didn't put it up at this middle part, which he should have, and you'll see why. Okay, drops the electric spells, totally cool. This is legitimate. And then he's going to drop those electric spells right there. And you'll see that that did not take out the Inferno Tower like he wanted. Had he put that Earthquake spell there, that Inferno Tower would be gone. But he drops his troops up here, and you'll notice he's got the heavy troops in the front and the light troops in the back. Common theme, always going to be happening. And he drops a log launcher. All right, I think the log launcher was a good choice for this attack. But you'll notice that he's going to use something really early, and that'll be pretty critical to this attack. So let's look at that Warden, and what does he do? He panics. You can see he pops that ability really, really early, like this just premature right there, getting a little, a little too carried away, Cloud. So you want to slow it down because that ability is going to come very important later. But he pops it. And he also popped it at a horrible timing. You could see this Eagle Artillery. It just shot up bullets in the air, and it's targeting this Golem right here. And the ability is going to wear off. And boom, just a bunch of troops got demolished. So very, very poor usage of the Warden's ability. But he's going to keep on going in with the attack. And let's see what happens. Okay, he has his, well, you can see there's a rage right there, but he's got his 2 Yetis going in there, and the Yetis were a good choice. I personally think that was a good choice to request for. My bad. But he drops that rage super early. You'll see that nothing goes in there until a few seconds go by, wasting precious seconds of time. And so, yep, that was a issue right there, and also to there's a saying, but to add more to this damage, he's gonna get toppled with that clan castle troops. And lava hounds are a pain in the ass to deal with because right when you destroy them, they disperse into multiple mini lava hounds that your queen or whoever has to target and deal with, and it's just a pain. Very good CC troop to use if you're trying to annoy the enemy, I will say. So yes, consider using those as opposed to E-Dragons, which for some reason people love using those in CC. But those aren't actually a good choice. But that's a topic for another day. So let's keep watching what happens here. His queen goes down, and if you look at this, it just looks like bitter sadness. Cloud is not going to get a 3-star with what we are seeing here. And you'll see that his army is just going to slowly succumb to the darkness. And that Tesla right there, he's got a smart mind. He's targeting those witches. He's not being fooled by those skeletons. Also, the skeletons are getting destroyed pretty quickly, so it's going to be easier for these guys to target the witches. And you'll see those witches go down. Also, something I should have pointed out, this poison spell, I don't know why he placed it over here. Obviously, well, okay, I know why. It's because this is just a defeating moment. He's just trying to get rid of everything in his army. But really wasteful use of the spell. He could have used that earlier, potentially used a freeze or something, or actually used the poison on the CC. But his army is just going to slowly get demolished here. Very sad sight to see. Cloud is big sad at this moment, and you're going to actually see just how big sad he is because he ends the attack. His Warden does not die. He will end the attack. And so, yes, sad moments, they do occur, even to the best of us, so be cognizant. I think the things that he could have done to prevent this, are not going to fully watch this attack, but I'm just going to show you something real quickly. He should have lured out the CC. You could see that clearly he could have dropped a wall breaker right there just to trigger the CC, and then he could have started his attack, and slowly the CC would just travel across the base, and he could have managed that much better, much more effectively than how he did. And also, he should have saved the Warden's ability. He should have saved that for when the Queens got into the middle of the base. Not the Queens, I'm so sorry. The Witches, when they got more towards the middle of the base. Got to protect those Witches. That would have came a lot better. And also that Rage spell placement should have been better. But that is really all you could take away from that. Another thing you want to consider. Let's say Cloud did that attack flawlessly, but he still got a 2-star. And that does happen. Sometimes it's just the wrong army for the base. And that's something you want to consider. You want to get familiar with certain bases and what armies work on them. So that only comes with practice. So you guys opting out of war, you're really missing out on some good experience. So there is more benefits than just the loot that you get, okay? I promise you. Even though it's stressful, it's always good to learn. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. I will criticize you. But hey, even I make mistakes, so we all do. Anyways, we're going to look at our next attack, and this is from our boy Luke in the clan. And Luke does a great job with his attack, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a few things I did not like, but nonetheless, this is a great attack. Look at this base. I mean, this is just terrifying. Everywhere in this base has something occupying it. But not literally everywhere, but just look at this. There's so much stuff spread out, and this is a base that would most likely intimidate your average Clash player. So let's see how Luke handles this. And right away you can see in his army, he's using a miner attack. A very smart usage right there, Luke. That was brilliant. This is definitely a miner base. You want to use miners. They got the speed. They'll go underground to be protected from the defenses. So use miners when you see bases like these. Miners or Hog Riders, something like that. But he's going to start off with a Queen Walk right over here. Totally legit. That's fine. One thing that he does that I don't like is he gets very, very risky here by... I don't know why he really waited to put down those healers, and he lets his queen take a bunch of damage. That is very, very risky. I would never let my queen get down to that low without popping a rage or something, because you're really, really cutting close to when she's going to be forced to use her ability. You just don't want to do that so early in the attack, unless your queen is just not important to the attack. Otherwise, save that ability. But he drops a rage a little late, but nonetheless he drops it. And also, keep in mind, he captured the healers within this rage, so they can just heal the queen faster, and the queen gets the rage boost, doing more damage and doing it faster. Another thing he does that I don't really like is he uses a log launcher. I don't think a log launcher was a good idea for this kind of base, because everything is so spread out. I could see possibly why he might have, because he wants to open up this wall part right here. But even then, he's using a queen to get into this part of the base, and the queen could definitely hit the town hall from right here. So I'm not really sure why the log launcher was used. He could have used a siege barracks, which would have been smarter in my opinion, and he could have dropped it on this side of the base, or maybe in this corner over here, to deal damage on one of these sides of the base and take care of them. That way there's less to worry about in the later parts of the attack. But he uses a log launcher, and it works out, actually, but I wouldn't have used it. Also notice that Inferno Tower was locked onto this queen, and he freezed it. That was smart. That's exactly what you want to do. That Inferno Tower would have eat away at the queen's health, but he does it. He freezes it, and that was perfect. He actually, he's going to have some troops coming up here. He creates a little bit of a funnel here using that dragon. That's something I didn't point out, but that's something you should know. And then he's going to drop another freeze on that Inferno Tower. That was a bit of a panic. He actually could have held off a little bit on that freeze, because there was definitely enough damage for the queen to take out the Inferno and still be alive. But he's going to trigger the CC troops right there. And he's going to deal with those. It drops a rage. However, this time, a little unfortunate, he forgets to include the healers into this. So this queen's going to be doing a lot of damage to these troops, but the queen is going to not get healed as fast. And so that's going to be unfortunate. You're actually going to see something pretty bad happen right here. And so he has his king going down over here, by the way. That's just some side things. I think Luke was focusing on multiple things, and that's kind of what you got to do for this base, which will cause you to make these errors. But we'll keep watching. And so, yeah, look at that queen. Her damage is getting down so low, and it really would have helped the queen out had those healers been inside that circle. Sadly, they were not. The queen's ability will be forced to be used. And, yeah, Another thing I want to point out, I'm sorry, but you just missed is there was a Yeti right there before those 5 purple circles appeared. He uses a Yeti and an Ice Golem for his CC. Interesting choice. I would have used a P.E.K.K.A. and an Ice Golem because the P.E.K.K.A. would have done a lot of more damage and it has more health. If you're going to use Yetis, I would just go all out. Request for 2 Yetis. It seems a little foolish to use just 1 Yeti unless you really don't have the room for 2. But, so that happens. I would avoid using 1 Yeti just for anyone out there. But look at this. He had his miners going earlier, and his miners all piled up right over there. And his spell placement is just perfect. He is making sure that these miners are being healed up as they go into this base. And you can see not a lot of overlapping of the spells, and that is just exactly what you want during an attack like this. So his miner's going to work up the base, and they're just going to start taking out that upper part. Queen's going to take out the town hall there. And you'll notice he has his Warden's ability and he has a healer left. That's a good sign. Usually having spells like that and you still have a lot of troops on the field, that's usually a good indication you're doing things pretty efficiently. And so he's going to save that heal for later. And really, if most people would actually use the heal a little quickly there, just kind of get rid of the spells and then watch how the attack pans out. But Luke is smart. He waits to hold on to that heal spell. And you'll see when he uses it, which was perfect. So the queen is down, and now it's really up to these miners to take out the rest of the base. And so he drops his heal right there. A perfect spot where all the miners meet up together. And look at them. They're all healed up now. Very, very good usage of spell there. So kudos to you, Luke. I'm sorry, I had a little stutter there. But, okay, and he's going to take out the rest of this base. On top of that, just to add a little bit of a bonus right there, those healers are focusing on those miners. So that is just great. This is all going very well, and we're going to speed up the attack as these miners just slowly eat away at the base. Beautiful. That was just beautiful. Some spell errors with the panic there, but overall, very good spell placement, and his troop placement was very good as well. Very good attack from Luke. But yes, that is about all I have for y'all today. But I'll try to post these daily is what I'm trying to do, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that for long. It's such a short-term thing to do. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and you guys have a delightful day, night, whatever it may be. Take care.